Yeah, how y'all doing out there? Big Blue in the house. Just another beautiful day. Today is Thursday, January. I gotta take a look. We say Thursday, January 3rd, 2013, 6:28 a.m. here in Miami, Florida. Basically, the last 24 hours has been, it's been very good. Although I had a technical difficulties with the computer. Um, I had a got two softwares that I tried to download, and both of them have not been able to go through. I paid for them, couldn't get them to go through. One of them was a PDF. Now I found a free file software that could do what I needed to do, which was prepare my form 2553 for the IRS. So I found that, prepared it, printed it out, and I have it ready to be mailed out. I'll probably end up mailing it out on Friday. I'm not going to mail it out today. Um, but that one is done. But like I said, I spent $71.88 to get the software so that you could go download the form, fill it in, and then you can print it or email it. It didn't work. So I requested my money back, and that's been processed. That was successful through PayPal, so that worked out. The other form that I needed, the other software, was a business plan software that I needed. There's one for free on the SBA website, but it's a very basic, very, very basic. Um, and there's one that you can buy. It's called Business Plan Pro with Entrepreneur Magazine, and that one is very good because it actually has some sample business plans, and you're not starting out 100% from scratch. Now, I purchased it, and before I could download it, there's a link to also subscribe to the magazine, and you basically get it for free. You download and you get the magazine also. But basically, what I should have did is just continue with my download. I clicked the link for the magazine, and it took me into another form to fill out, your information. And then when I tried to go back to that original link, it wouldn't give me that original link. So I lost my download of my software, for the magazine. So I had to request my money back for that. And that was 139 bucks or something. So that's gonna be kind of a back and forth issue. I already see that. But I didn't get the software. Um, and I'm basically, whenever you're dealing with these software, it's just easier to just get your money back, and then, at that point, I could make another attempt to get that software. But calling the company, a lot of times they have very, very terrible customer service. So rather than go through all that, I just prefer to just get my money back, because all I want was the software. That's all I wanted. So that's what's going on with that. Now, I've, I was online on Facebook, doing some connecting with the community. And there's, here in North Miami, we're gearing up for election season, and it's going to be a very interesting race. Looks like there will be a woman that's going to win, because women candidates have been doing very, very well, and you have three strong women running. Um, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I know all three of them. Two of them, I know very, very well, work with in the past in the community. And one of them is very close to the family. So the one that's closer to the family is the one, you kind of pull for because, she knows the family. She's come here, over the years, and, I've seen her. So, we'll just have to see how that turns out. Now, a topic that I noticed that was, first of all, I'm inviting people to come to Joe's Stone Crab on Super Bowl Sunday. We're going to have the most exclusive Super Bowl dinner party out. Those that can make it can make it. And, we'll see how that turns out. It's just something that, I did last year. So I'm doing it again this year. But I'm actually, promoting it, trying to get some people out there. So if you're in the Miami area on Super Bowl Sunday and you have about $70 to spend, you could come out and have dinner, during the Super Bowl. It's kind of fun. Now, apart from that, um, let's see. Yeah, the one topic that's been very popular is just talking about FICO scores. The FICO scores. How do you get them? What's going on with them? And basically, well, we talk about getting out of debt. Getting your FICO together. It's not an easy process. It takes a long time, long time. For some of us, you know, I know in my case, I've been spending a lifetime almost dealing with this, but it takes a long time, a lot of work, and it's not very easy. Not very easy, You just have to, really work at it. You got to really work at it. Building and rebuilding credit. What creditors look for when deciding credit worthiness. How much credit can you afford? Um, Building or rebuilding your credit history before you sign up for a card. Comparing credit cards. How Americans spend their money. I mean, there's a lot of, um, you know, talk about debt management. Understanding different debts, debt management techniques and tips to get rid of debt once and for all. Could you benefit from professional debt management agency? Your credit reports make up your file. Getting your credit reports. So this is just a big broad topic. Big broad topic. And the number one thing to keep in mind is that unless you're paying cash for everything, if the minute you decide that you're going to get credit somewhere, you're touched by it. And unless you pay cash for everything, you're being touched by this. What does all this mean? What does it all mean? Okay. Well, we're going to start off by just saying that it's easy to get an 850. Basically, when you have credit, you want to use 10% or less. Keep the balances low. And you're going to have great credit, period. Now, the minute you go beyond that, um, it starts to pull you down. If you have a missed payment, when I say pull you down, you go about 100 points down. You have late missed payment, you lose another 100 points. And it's going to take you about another 7 years to, from the standpoint of when you have that issue until you could make it a comeback. Late payments, 7 years. If it's just an issue with a balance or what have you, that probably lasts 2 years. 2 years. So so that's one of the things that we're looking at. Um, you say most credit is scored using a point system. While there are many kinds of credit scores, the most frequently used are credit bureau risk scores developed by Fair Isaac. These are commonly known as FICO scores. Although they have different names at each of the national credit reporting agency, a score is a number that tells a lender how likely an individual is to repay a loan or make credit payments on time. The score is calculated using a mathematical equation that evaluates information from credit reports. By comparing this information to patterns in thousands of other credit reports, it identifies your level of credit risk. Some of the variables that may be used to arrive at your credit score are annual income, the amount of credit you already have, the number of times you have applied for new credit in the past year. A FICO score is usually 3 digits and generally ranges from 300 to 900. The higher your score, the better. If there are derogatory information, including late payments, judgments, or other forms of delinquency, your score will be low and could result in a credit denial. If meeting your financial obligations is a priority, most likely your score will be high, and most requests for credit will be approved. It is important to note that while the credit bureaus do provide a score, the ultimate decision to extend credit rests with the creditor. Some lenders maintain more liberal criteria and will extend credit, usually at a higher interest rate, to compensate for additional risk. Lenders who subscribe to a major credit bureau have a reciprocal arrangement and are obligated to report the payment history of each debt on a monthly basis. This way, bureaus are able to maintain an up-to-date snapshot of your payment record, thus formulating your history. Okay, what does it all mean? What does it all mean? How the negative items in your files affect your ability to get credit depends on each creditor. Most creditors are conservative and take few risks. If your credit file shows that you routinely take 120 days to pay your bills, most creditors won't loan you money or will insist on a very large payment to lower their risks. Some creditors will not give you credit if you have any negative ratings or marks in your credit file. If you renegotiate with a creditor and set up a new payment plan, be sure that the creditor re-ages your account. That means the creditor reports it to the credit bureau as current as long as you make payments under the new payment plan. It's hard to say that whether taking 150 days to pay is better than defaulting and having your account sent to a collection agency. If your file has a bad rating but you plan to pay, ask the creditor to remove the negative rating from your file as part of the trade for your payment. Remember, if they agree, get it in writing. Creditors tend to have a very short memory. The creditor may be more likely to do this if your delinquency was due to injury, illness, layoff, or a similar setback. Please be sure to tell them if this is the case. If your file shows that you've taken many steps to improve your credit, some creditors won't put as much importance on the prior negative entries. This is particularly true of many mortgage lenders who consider their loans safe. If you don't pay, the lender can foreclose on the home and usually get the money back. So that goes over some of the main points there. I mean, the bottom line is that if you really spend a lot of time focused on this, you can have a great credit rating. You know, if you don't spend a lot of time on it, you'll just be wondering what happened. Why is your credit rating jacked up? Time limits. Okay, most of the information in your credit file may be reported for 7 years. If you have declared personal bankruptcy, however, that may be reported for 10 years. After 7 or 10 years, the information in your credit file can't be disclosed by a credit reporting agency unless you're being investigated for a credit application of $50,000 or more, you're going to purchase life insurance for $50,000 or more, or you're applying for employment with an annual salary of $20,000 or more. So yeah, we see all the stuff that's on your credit file. We talk about the hard inquiries and the soft inquiries. You know, hard ones hurt you for 2 years and you lose about 10 points each. Credit history. Yeah, you could add a statement with respect to an account. You know, you could add a statement, but chances are most of the time it's not going to be read by anyone. But you know, you can always add that, and I like to always add a statement to my file. The top 10 reasons people cite for their credit file problems: late or missed payment, once delinquent items, now paid, never removed, separation and or divorce, bankruptcy, collection and or charge-offs, other family members with same similar name, credit cards, loans, lease are not listed, incorrect information, too many credit inquiries, victim of fraud. Was late or missed payment. So that's some of the issues there. Um, so you know, the bottom line is there's a lot of issues around this, and we're going to spend a lot of time just kind of going over some of this stuff because there's a lot of interest out there. People are very much interested in it, and I like covering topics that people are very passionate about, that move them, and this is one of them. So we're going to spend a lot of time talking about getting out of debt, you know, getting your FICO score up, building and rebuilding credit. We're going to hit upon all the major points here. Um, you know, so that's pretty much going to be it for today. I'm going to close it out. If you have any questions, you know how to get in touch with me.